Okay, so good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Board of Education MLL Curriculum Subcommittee meeting. Today is Monday, February 26th. The time is now 6:05. With me this evening, I have Sherry McCready Pritchard, Vice Chair of the Board of Education, Francis Saez, Robert Pennington, and Taylor De Silva. And with that, we have a very packed calendar this evening. Looking forward to a lot of great information. And I'm going to transfer the meeting over to Francis Saez.
Good evening. Welcome, board members and guests. I'm grateful for your continued commitment and dedication to our MPS community. As you stated, I am Francis Saez, and I'm joined today by my assistant, Taylor De Silva. We have structured today's meeting with several key points and on our agenda, which is on our next slide. I will be providing an update on our current registration and enrollment and ML data. Taylor will share the many learning opportunities that have been offered to our MPS staff and administrators. These programs have been delivered by Taylor and I in collaboration with other departments across the different schools and district-wide. And we will take a moment to recognize and celebrate significant accomplishments within our community and our ML department. And then finally, Taylor and I will share some of the recent family engagement events that our families have participated in and provide information on upcoming family workshops so we can continue to inform and engage our families. Our registration data at ML data, as you could see in our next slide. As everyone knows, our department oversees district-wide registration. And I wanted to take time to share our current enrollment status. As you see on the slide, displayed on the screen is our data.
I just want to urge them to let us know. I have heard why they didn't do it, but it doesn't.
Okay.
I wasn't sure what that was, but for the record, Colin Hostin has joined us.
Okay. Display on the screen is our data from October 1st, 2022, October 1st, 2023, all the way to our current data from February 1st. As you could see in 2022, we had a total student population of 11,550 scholars. And in 2023, we had 11,563. We're still not finished with registration. We have a lot of pending cases, and we are at 11,819, a total student population increase of 269 scholars. Later on in our later slides, we're going to share where we are in terms of kindergarten. If we look at the specialized learning scholars, we have an increase from 2022 to February 1st of 2024, 111 scholars needing specialized services. When we look at our multilingual learner subgroups, we have an increase of 184 since 2022. Our duly identified scholars, those are scholars who are MLLs and who require specialized services, there's been an increase of 54. And I want everyone to be mindful that we always have the withdrawals, incoming and going, but currently this is an increase in all our subgroups. On our next slide, we've shared this slide before. Every year we try to share to look at the multilingual learners and how it's increasing throughout our district, and actually nationwide, there's an increase of multilingual learners all over the United States. When I first came aboard 2 years ago, we were at a 19% MLL student population. And now in February, we're currently at a 22% of MLLs. When we go into the next slide represents the highest MLL population within each individual school. The highlighted schools in yellow: Brookside, Jefferson, Kendall, Silvermont, and South Norwalk are the 5 schools with the highest increase of MLL. We also have to be mindful that the 2 high schools, even though they don't have a high percentage based on their total student population, do have a high number of MLLs in their school. For example, Norwalk High School has 385 multilingual learners, and Brian McMahon has 351. We have a large population of multilingual learners, and it is essential for these students to receive instruction in the native language as they acquire and develop their English skills. However, our ability to attract and retain bilingual staff is being challenged by competitive salaries offered by our surrounding districts and within the tri-state area. And this issue is particularly prevalent in high schools, where the need for bilingual instruction in various content areas is significant. And we believe that our students' academic success and overall well-being are directly tied to the ability to meet their diverse linguistic needs. And we're really having discussions about how can we really recruit bilingual staff or ESL staff to be able to support our multilingual learners. In our last MLL subcommittee, I shared the 2024-2025 new entry age for kindergarten, and the entry guidelines for kindergarten, which was changed starting 2024-2025 school year, that children need to turn 5-year-old on or before September 1st, 2024. And any child who doesn't turn 5 by September 1st, but celebrates their birthday by January 1st, may be eligible for kindergarten admission upon a written request online. So on our Norwalk Public School website, we have already started the February 1st, our kindergarten registers, and provided families with a letter on how to register and request for those scholars who are not 5-year-olds by September 1st. We posted the registration plan for families on the website, and we're now going to be scheduling the administration of the interactive ASQ, which is the age and stage questionnaire. It's just a survey for those scholars who have not turned 5 yet, so that we could get an idea where they are and how we could support them when they register in school. The Family Center will be sending out for those families who already have registered an appointment to do the ASQ. And the next slide will present to you the data of our current kindergartens. So currently, since February 1st, we have registered 208 kindergarten scholars. And out of the 208, 79 will not be 5 by the time they're by September 1st. So those scholars, we're going to be setting appointments for the ASQ. And we have 58 scholars that need to be assessed for language, because when they completed the home language survey, it indicates that there's another language being spoken at home. So we need to assess them for their English proficiency. As I stated before, if you look at your right-hand side, this is our Norwalk Public School website, and where the arrow is pointing, right there is where families could click to register, not only for kindergarten, but for every grade level. But in there will be the instructions and the links that are required for them to begin the registration process. We also posted our flyer for registration, and based on the need, we're going to be opening up some Saturdays for kindergarten assessment if we need that. Currently, families are coming in to register. So the registration process is really going smooth. I'm going to stop now for just some questions about our data and the registration process for kindergarten.
Can you scroll back? I think it was one. So right here,
Of which slide you went
So-
back? Mm-hmm.
the kindergarten registration data,
Yeah,
where you have total 208. So
correct.
out of the 208, so 79 will be 5 before September 1st, and 58 will be needed a language assessment. Now, are those 58 part of the 79, or are they separate? Like 79 and then
The
58?
part of the 58 are in the total of 208 kids. They're in the total registration. The 79 are those scholars who would need the survey because they're not 5, an interactive survey that's being conducted here because they don't turn 5 by September 1st.
So they're not included yet in the 208. Am I reading that
Yes,
correct?
they are included in the
Got
208.
it.
And so are the ones that need the pre-last assessment. Those are the students that are possible MLLs. Depending on the results of the pre-last, we will determine whether they're MLLs or non-MLLs. But so far, it's a total of 208 scholars altogether.
And who's going to be doing these assessments?
We are the family center, the RFCs, depending on the numbers. Sometimes Taylor and I help. And this is only the beginning. This registration for kindergarten started February 1st. It's not even 30 days, and we're already at 208. So we're expecting a large number, perhaps close to 800. And we anticipate about between 150 and 200 who will not be September 1st. And that's just my prediction based on the numbers that I saw last year. That could change depending.
And that's a pretty good prediction. We're roughly around 20%
Mhm.
that are not 5 by September 1st. So I think that that's a pretty good prediction of our numbers. And I just want to add in is that Norwalk Acts is going to be helping with the ASQ assessments starting in April. So that is something that they have been a partner with Norwalk Public Schools, and they've had a team that has been given the ASQ with their early childhood team, and they're going to be supporting our MPS Family Center team.
Thank you. Share your account.
Yeah, I was going to ask a question. Francis, did I hear you say that enrollment continues? We can see that the number has continued to go up, specifically as it relates to MLL. So I guess the question is, do you see that 22% going up, even though we're now almost in March? I mean, is it typical that you would see more students who would continue to enroll?
Yeah, what happens normally, we have an influx in January of scholars coming in. Some are transfer. Last year, our ML population, 50% of the ML population were born in the United States. The other 50 were not. But I see an increase more than ever in the last 2 years of registration happening on a daily basis. Yes. So I anticipate a larger increase, not only of MLs, but scholars coming from the tri-state area.
Right. And do you know what those reasons might be? Just families that are moving to the area, right?
I find that families are moving to the area. Some are coming, even a large number are coming within Connecticut, are moving to Norwalk, but some families are from, the tri-state area. I think a lot of people are living in the city, and some people are moving in areas where are more affordable. Don't know if the other surrounding district are more expensive, but I see the influx. on a daily basis.
Thank you.
And Taylor will now present to the board the professional learning opportunities that we have offered to MPS staff and administration.
Yeah, so we have been busy since we last met in October. So I just wanted to highlight just a few of the learning opportunities that were presented by Francis and I on behalf of the MLL department. In October, we were able to meet with Deputy Superintendent Dr. McBride and the high school principals to review some of the multilingual learner high school graduation data. We reviewed 150 student transcripts to ensure that our scholars were meeting graduation requirements. And we started these meetings with the comprehensive high schools to plan for each student, making sure that they are meeting their graduation requirements in order to graduate with their cohort. So we started this year with our 2024 cohort, and we have had monthly meetings just to get updates from the schools and to see the status and how we could support our MLLs with graduation. We've also presented a professional learning series to Sono Elementary based on the introduction to QTEL and scaffolding instructional strategies to support all students, but including multilingual learners. We also presented in February this month at the principal and assistant principal meeting on quality interactions in the classroom. And this really helped us continue the focus of standards-based instruction and our district look-fors of planning and engagement. So this was a really great opportunity to meet with our administrators and help them plan professional learning for their schools and to bring back to their schools.
And one thing that I have to add about the learning opportunities afforded the administration is that we changed the layout of how we present by doing stations, and we've had amazing feedback, and Rob could talk to the feedback that we received from the administrators.
Yeah, it's the fact that there was choice in our opportunities is great. We're going to be doing it again next week at our March principals meeting. Francis and Taylor are going to be having a station tied to how to support newcomers. So I think this constant opportunity of choice in our principal professional learning has been really positive. So we're excited to continue to build our practices and support all leaders and teachers in the district.
Thank you, Rob and Francis. All right, so the NABE conference is coming up at the end of March 2024. NABE is the National Association for Bilingual Education. They are a nonprofit membership organization that works to advocate for educational equity and excellence for bilingual and multilingual scholars in a global society. This is an annual conference. It brings together over 2,000 bilingual administrators, teachers, coaches, and researchers to share best practices on services and programs for bilingual and multilingual learners. This is a really great opportunity for us as we have been honored. We are honored to be selected to present on behalf of Norwalk Public Schools. We have one presentation. We are part of a panel with Dr. Walkie. The panel includes Dr. Estrella, our own Diana Carpio, Francis, Rob, myself, and we also have our principals, Cesar Nina and Adam Reynolds. And the title of our presentation and panel is Complexity and Coherence in Transforming District Practices to Offer Multilingual Learners Educational Quality and Equity. Our presentation is on Saturday, March 30th, and we are very excited for this presentation. We also have two of our MPS colleagues that have been selected to present as well. So Stacy Bergen, our education administrator for curriculum professional development, is presenting the Thursday prior. Her title is Providing Access to Standards-Based Instruction for the Multilingual Learner Student. And we also have Dr. Lori Leibowitz, who is going to be presenting the Friday before on the gifted multilingual learner. So really putting Norwalk on the map with 3 separate presentations for this national conference. Very exciting.
I think I just wanted to add, I do think these opportunities to present are very rigorous, and they're selecting districts from across the country. And I just think it's such an honor for Norwalk Public Schools to really be able to, we have 3 different presentations highlighting the work that we are doing as a district, as an organization, tied to Dr. Estrella's vision. And it's really an excitement for Norwalk to really be recognized for the work that we are doing.
No pressure, no pressure at all.
No pressure, Diana.
All right, and Francis will take us to our celebrations.
I have a special announcement. One of our 3rd grade dual language scholars, very connected to the NABE conference, Raisling Maldonado Quintero from Silvermine, won the NABE Being Bilingual National Essay Contest. She'll be receiving a check for $500, a NABE award certificate, and a NABE Shining Star trophy. She will be presenting her essay, My Superpower, in both English and Spanish at the NABE Award Luncheon on March 29 in New Orleans. The NABE has invited her family to attend. So I send out congratulations to Silvermine, to Raisling and her family, Yesenia, the principal, and Erin, her teacher, who supported her in writing her essay. So we're very excited. This is a scholar who submitted her essay and was selected from many essays that were submitted nationwide. So congratulations to,
That's wonderful. Very
yeah,
nice.
we're very excited. We're going to watch her speech. It's going to be emotional.
It's going to be emotional. We were emotional last year and we didn't know the student.
I
Imagine this
know.
year, you know the student.
Very excited. Our next celebration is we sent out a survey, and we had a total of, for ESL course, a total of 266 Norwalk families who were interested in a ESL course. So we're now opening our first ESL course on February 27, actually tomorrow, in collaboration with Stanford Adult Education Program. And it's so clear that we have such a large need in our community. We are continuing to collaborate with Stanford Adult, the possibility of opening another class, because right now we have 236 families on a waiting list. We already assessed them, so we know what level ESL they should be going into, but we need to open up more programs. If you look to the right of the slide, Stanford has other ESL courses that are being offered at Norwalk High, at Kendall, MPS, at the Life Center, but they are all on waiting lists. Unless we have space, they'll be placed there. So families do really want to acquire the language, and I'm happy to see that we're offering one here at the Family Center. I am so excited the way the Family Center pantry is going along. We've had a total of 200 families who visit our pantry. We have to continue to stock the pantry. We're going to do one next month to fill up the pantry. And we had a total of 145 holiday bags that were giving out: turkey in Thanksgiving, chicken, rice, beans, corn, fruits, potatoes. And I have to give a shout out and a special thanks to Jalen from Mutual Aid and Jen from Starbucks, who has really sponsored our pantry and have been supporting us throughout the year. So thanks to Mutual Aid, and thank you, Diana, for connecting us to them. Thank you. We opened up the pantry with Diana, and it's become a reality in our center, and families do come constantly. So Taylor's going to share now with us the Family Center engagement events that occur in the last month and what's coming up.
So we've had a lot of events throughout the past couple of months, and I just want to highlight that we have had a lot of different theater companies come in to present, and we had El Quijote, which was a really great theater presentation performance that we had starting off our December. We also ended December with our second annual holiday read aloud with the superintendent, and we were able to sponsor even more students that we sponsored than we sponsored last year with a gift. These families and their students were invited to the Family Center to receive a gift have a read aloud story with the superintendent, and leave with cookies and a photo with Santa. So it was a really great event to celebrate the holidays. We also had a couple workshops that were from our MPS colleagues. What is SRBI in the process, and navigating talented and gifted. So these were really great workshop opportunities for our families. We also have a few upcoming events. We have a wooden animal decor and painting. Students are going to learn more about animals and their characteristics and create wooden animals. And we also have another event, the family birdhouse decor and painting. And so birding, known as bird watching, scholars are going to learn about different birds, their unique sounds, and they'll create a family birdhouse, and just engage in a bird watching activity to identify different birds. So this is going to be a really great activity for our scholars and their families to enjoy.
I have to also add that a lot of the theater events, it's through our bilingual grant and our Title III grant, um, to engage families and inform families in different performances and events. So we're very lucky to be able to write those grants to be able to afford ML families access to the knowledge and to the performance.
Just a few photos capturing our events that we've had over the past few months. Additionally, we had our annual Spooktacular Drive-By Halloween event, which was great. We also had En el Tiempo de las Mariposas. We had our superhero Roberto Clemente. So we've had a lot of performances over the past few months that all of our families were able to enjoy. This was also an elementary geared live performance, Recitos and the Three Bears. We had a lot of families come out and enjoy that performance as well.
Any questions?
No question, but I am just in awe at how far the Family Center has come with your hard work and your visions, right? Because all these events don't come together just by themselves. It's you guys thinking out of the box, getting the grant money, reaching out to families, talking to families, and getting to know them and what is their interests. And I've been to a few events, and I just love talking to the families and the students. And again, thank you for all the hard work and everything that's going on at the Family Center. It's just amazing, and it keeps growing. And just remember when we were talking, sitting, somebody mentioned the pantry, and that was just conversation. And when we first started, it was only a few families, and now you're telling me that we were helping 200 families. That's a
Yeah.
huge number, right?
Yeah.
And then we got 145 holiday bags. I mean, that has grown, and that is thanks to the NPS staff too, because they're the ones that are putting out a lot of those gifts and things like that. So it's definitely everybody, all hands on deck, helping the community. And thank you.
Yeah.
I echo Diana's comments in saying that it's wonderful the work that you all are doing to engage families, first-time families, and to maintain the folks who keep coming back because they like what you're doing. Good for you, and congratulations for all of that hard work.
Thank you. And I also have to commend the community, because when we send out the flyers for stacking the pantry, they come out. So I thank the Norwalk community for coming out. They really do.
And I was just going to say, I think that what's great is we get feedback from the community on the different types of workshops. An example would be the Gifted and Talented workshop. It was a packed house. I mean, a full room for that training, and that was the community saying, this is something that we would like to learn more about. The workforce development, I think one of my favorite comments was from a student who recently graduated, who was really trying to learn more about what to do and what he wants to do, and there were opportunities for him to take advantage of. So I think that we're constantly making adjustments based on community feedback.
Right. And, you know, going back to the workforce development meeting, we're not just helping students, we're helping adults, we're helping families. I think that for me was the biggest takeaway when I went, is to see that there was adults that were looking for jobs. There were students that had all kinds of questions, and that we were able to help both adults and students. Any other comments or questions? All right. With that, we have gone through the agenda. Thank you, everybody. It was a great presentation. You know, it's always very heartwarming because the Family Center is heartwarming
Yeah.
because you help so many students and families, and all, like I said, the vision and everything that gets, all the work that gets put into all of these events. And a lot of it has a lot of volunteers too. And, you know, you get a lot of people that come out to help. So that is an amazing accomplishment.
I think we've come a long way
Yes,
based on Dr. Estrella's vision, and we're very proud of the work that we do here because it actually
you can tell.
rewarding for us. It
Mhm.
really is rewarding.
You can tell because these families want to come. It's not like you're dragging them in. They want to come, and then they learn from one event, then they want to do the next one and the next one, and they tell their friends, and it just keeps on growing. But it's amazing work, and thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, with that being said, Sherry, motion to adjourn for the evening until our next meeting.
So moved, Madam Chair. Motion to adjourn.
All right, thank you, everyone. Good night.